Welcome to Brandon Raynors School of Natural Therapies. Today what we're going to be doing is showing people how to do diagnosis, find out where tension is and how to get rid of it. This isn't going to be a routine. This is going to be more focusing on what I would call the strategy of a massage. So where to find the tension and how to get rid of it. So making the massage suit the person. So what we're looking for first of all is to figure out where is he tight and where are we going to start our massage mainly. So I like to warm up the person on their back first of all and feel where he's tight. So immediately one thing I can notice is all around here is very tight, all down this muscle right here. Okay. If we find there's tension in this muscle or this muscle here coming straight up and down, then we think there's either tension in the head or tension in the feet that's traveling up and getting involved in here. The other important aspect of diagnosis, and probably even more important than that, is there more tension on the front or the back? And the way to figure that out, first of all, when you're working on a person's back, one of the easiest ways is to bring your hands around the front of the shoulders like this and have a feel of the muscles in here in the chest. Usually if somebody's tight, they might wince a little bit or react, or you'll actually feel the actual tension. Okay, we can even have a feel of his neck. If we feel that his neck up here is tighter than it is down here, that's often a good indication too that there's more tension coming from his head, coming down into his body, rather than coming up from his feet. So I'm definitely feeling quite a lot of tension up here in the base of his neck. Okay, so that'll give me an idea later on that he needs a fair bit of work, perhaps in these areas here, okay, and across his eyebrows and into his head. Okay, so we can definitely feel some tension here in his legs. We can even do a little bit of warm up here on his feet. Okay, so these are all reflexology areas for the chest, and that's one area where I'm very suspicious that he's got a lot of tightness. And you can definitely feel some of these, can't you, Jeremy? Yeah. Yep. We're also looking in here in the belly areas for the reflexology belly areas, and I can definitely feel some tightness in there too. Okay, and just some gentle feeling around of the ankle. You can feel there's some tightness there, but like I said, we just want to take it easy to start with. But what we are noticing definitely is that there's a lot more tightness on this side here, okay, which is his left side. Sorry to put my back to you, but here we go. And we can feel that in the hip here as well. But as I say, I get the feeling that it's going to be a lot better to work on his front first. We give him a bit of a warm up. Sorry. Get a feel, because this is one of the most important areas to start on the front of the body. It will give us an idea of how tight he is. We can go right here, we're feeling quite a lot of tightness through there. You can notice that, can't you, Jeremy? Yeah. All right. We can have a quick look at where he's tight before we start right in here. As soon as I touch here, it's bouncing back at me, okay? So a little bit sensitive in there. And as the reflexology was showing, his chest was tight, okay? And note it, and I can see that shoulder coming up a little bit. Okay, what we're gonna want is to loosen that out and get rid of all this tension through here. That again will be right here, very, very tight. This area here where he's very tight, it joins in through here, of course, and it comes from this spot here, in between the second and third toes, all right? So a very important acupressure spot there. We're also going to make sure those toes are a little bit clicked into place, as they are a bit tight. So these are very important spots, as you've been taught. Okay, they're a little bit sensitive for him, especially as we move them side to side. So we'll just do it gently to start off with. And just relax. So we're going to take him, we're going to try and work with him just at what he can handle. So he's feeling it, he's releasing it, but it's not overwhelming for him. Okay, so I'm going to try and encourage him to breathe into his belly. As he breathes, I just apply a little bit more pressure there. Have a look at his toes on this foot especially. You can see even on this foot they're kind of, you know, quite pulled forward like that and then bent over, so that shows quite a lot of tension in that area, which relates to the lungs, okay? And that's where he's very sensitive. So these sort of things, and especially on this side where you can see his toes kind of coming back like that, showing a lot of tension in the chest area, okay? And they're bound to be very sensitive when we apply pressure there. So we're going to have a feel of his neck, his head. So I'm going to start just by moving his neck like that and then just gently turning it. Okay, and then we're gonna stretch his neck up a bit and try and get into the base of it. Not too much here, because I want to loosen up his face before I get into his neck too much. And then where we're really going to focus is on his eyebrows. And as I mentioned, these points back here, they basically come through here, and they have a lot to do with here. So I'm going to get right into these bands right around here, and I can definitely feel those bands flicking a little bit. Can you feel that spot there, Jeremy? Loosening up. Some pressure with the thumbs down the midline here. You stretch like that and then hold this point below the eye. His jaw, and then just apply a little bit of pressure in there, not too much. Come right up into his chin. And again. Gently squeezing the ears, okay? Just gently apply a bit more pressure into the chest, because as I say, working around, he wouldn't be able to handle you working on his chest for 5 minutes or something, but if you alternate it for 30 seconds here, 30 seconds there, he can handle it, okay? A bit better. Notice how I'm going a little bit deeper. Can you feel I'm going a little bit, it's not quite as bad as it was before?
Not as ticklish, no.
Not as ticklish, yeah. Compared to how it was to start, I can actually get in there quite a lot deeper already. Okay, we can even do things like this where we turn his leg slightly to get in a little bit more there, but he's not quite ready for that too much. So I'll just come back here, get a couple more of these in. What I am going to do with this treatment, because you can see how sensitive it's like, we'd like to really kind of get into here, loosen him up, but it's just too much for him right now. So what we're going to do is roll you over, Jeremy. We're going to do a bit of work on your back. But again, we're going to find that that will release more up there if we can loosen up his leg. So we can do techniques like this, where we're using our knuckles in the leg and moving the leg. That gets quite deep into the tension of the thigh. We can get in and just gently, not too hard on the calves, caress them a little bit, and then get into all these bands in here. Here. And then just gently holding both those. Can even just do direct pressure through there as well. Get you to leave your leg there, that's it. Don't forget to breathe, especially if it's a little bit uncomfortable. See, it's a little bit, again, tight for him here. But alternate that with some of these. Making sure we're bouncing, of course. Not pounding them, but just bouncing there. You can see here, it's actually where he's really tight. We roll over that muscle, it's very tight in there. Okay, that's also going to play a part in the front here, which is again where we're seeing that chest problem coming from. Okay, so this area here will be connected with that belly tension, then coming up through here, causing some problems with this side of the rib cage. So we're going to get in front of the shoulder, back of the hip, get him to breathe in, big breath, out breath, stretch. And then time for a little rest for me. Oh, geez, it's been pretty hard work. Stretch him. And then we can get into the sacral area. So we're working here in where this muscle comes beside the sacrum. So not on the bone, although there will be some bone underneath there, but not the actual spine part of the bone, or the sacral part. Then we're going to follow that up. We can use our thumbs, we can use our elbow, if you're steady with your elbow. Then we can also do some shoulder rotations. Rotating, shaking a little bit. Can even work on the arm a little bit more. Often nice just to finish up with a bit of relaxing stuff on the head.